You're about to discover 4 compliments that are so strong and unforgettable that they stay in a woman's mind long after the conversation ends. But before I explain them, let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you told a woman you are beautiful only to get that familiar polite smile, a quick thank you, and then silence? You know the smile. I mean the one that quietly closes the moment instead of opening anything new. Here is the truth. Most men never stop to think about, if she is attractive, she has already heard, "You are beautiful," more times than she could ever count. Probably several times just this week. Over time, those words become background noise. It is like clapping for someone just for walking into the room. It feels nice for a second, but it leaves no real impression. And here is the deeper psychological truth most men completely miss. Normal compliments often weaken attraction instead of making it stronger. They end the mystery too quickly. You are pretty. You are funny. You are smart. That is it. The story feels finished. There is nothing left to wonder about. No tension, no pull, no curiosity. But what if your words did not close the story? What if they opened something instead? What if your compliment planted a quiet question in her mind that stayed there, repeating itself even days later when you were not around? That is exactly what these 4 forbidden compliments do. I call them forbidden because once you use them the right way, you cannot take back their effect. They touch something deeper in her mind, not her ego, not simple vanity, but her emotions, her curiosity, and her sense of who she really is. They make her wonder what you see in her. They make her feel an inner desire to live up to your words, and without forcing anything, they slowly shift the energy so she becomes the one investing effort and attention into you. So, if you have ever wondered why basic compliments fall flat, or why some men seem unforgettable without even trying, listen carefully. Once you truly understand these compliments, you will never fade into the background again. The first forbidden compliment is simple but extremely powerful. You have this energy about you that I cannot fully explain. At first glance, this might sound plain or unimpressive, but psychologically, it is very strong. Most men give women clear answers right away. You are beautiful. You are funny. You are intelligent. Those statements feel good for a moment, but they are expected and easy to forget. They do not slow her thinking. They do not spark curiosity. But when you say you have this energy, I cannot quite describe. You create an open loop. You leave something unfinished. Her mind naturally wants to understand it. Almost instantly, questions start forming in her thoughts. What energy does he mean? What is he noticing about me? What makes me different? Why can he not explain it? Explain clearly. And just like that, you are inside her mind. She repeats your words to herself, and every time she does, she is also thinking about you. Let me share a real experience. I was once at a gathering, and instead of hearing the usual comment, like, "You look great tonight," a man looked at me and said, "You have this presence that makes people feel calm. I noticed it the moment you walked in." That one stayed with mess. Not hours, not days, weeks. I replayed it again and again. Was it my smile? The way I spoke? The way I listened? The way I moved? What was he seeing that others missed? And here is the most important part. Every time that thought returned, he returned with it. That is the real power of this compliment. timing matters. Do not say this the moment you meet someone, or it may sound rehearsed. Instead, wait until you have shared a real moment. Maybe she told a story. Maybe she laughed in a certain way. Maybe you noticed how she treats people around her. That is your opening. You can say things like, "You have a way of making people feel comfortable that I cannot quite explain." Or, "There is something about how you think that feels different from anyone else I have met." Or, "You carry yourself in a way that changes the mood of the room." And here is the most important detail. When asked, "What do you mean?" do not explain it fully. Just smile and say, "I am still figuring that out."
Trust me, she will spend the next hour and maybe even the next week showing you more of herself so you can figure it out. That is when emotional engagement truly begins. Now, if the first compliment is powerful, the second one goes even deeper because it invites her to open up in ways she normally would not. The second forbidden compliment is this: "I get the feeling you are the kind of person who has stories most people never get to hear." This works because every woman without exception feels there are parts of her that people never really see. She may look confident, she may dress a certain way, she may play a specific role among friends or at work, but inside she knows there are hidden layers, quiet interests, and personal experiences that stay private. Maybe she loves science, even though everyone assumes she only cares about social life. Maybe she writes late at night. Maybe she has dreams or past moments she rarely shares because people would not expect them. When you say this, you are communicating something powerful without saying it directly. You are saying, "I see beyond the surface, and I am curious about what is underneath." That feeling is deeply attractive. Psychologically, this works on many levels. First, it makes her feel complex and interesting, not obvious. Second, it sparks curiosity about what you see in her. Third, it creates a subtle desire to prove you right.
She may suddenly want to share something personal, a memory, a passion, or a dream just to match your perception. I remember a man once telling me, "I feel like you have at least a few interests that would surprise people." Without thinking, I started sharing my love for old dockies, my strange habit of collecting postcards, my soft spot for music from the past. I revealed so much without realizing it because I wanted to match what he saw in me. And the more I share, I felt because he was the one who seemed to truly understand me. This compliment works best when she has already revealed something small that does not fit her usual image. That is your moment. You can say, "You seem like someone who has been to places most people never hear about." Or, "I get the feeling you have talents people would never guess." Or, "It feels like there are chapters of your life that would surprise anyone who read them." Then pause. Let silence work for you. Let her choose what to share. When she opens up, emotional closeness forms naturally. Now we move into the third forbidden compliment, and this one does something different. It shifts the balance and changes how she sees the connection. The third forbidden compliment is this: "I cannot tell if you are going to be really good for me or really dangerous." This is not for beginners. Most compliments place women above you. You are amazing. You are stunning. You are perfect. While those words sound nice, they put her on a pedestal and turn you into a fan. She holds all the power. She decides your value. But this compliment flips that dynamic. When you say you are not sure if she is good for you or dangerous, you are showing interest while also showing self respect. You are not chasing, you are evaluating. You are saying, I see your appeal, but I value myself enough to be careful. That mix of attraction and confidence creates tension. It makes her wonder what she needs to show you. Suddenly, she is the one trying to qualify herself in your eyes. Psychologically, this works because women are drawn to men who have standards and options. You are not just another man impressed by her looks. You are someone who can match her energy and even challenge it. She starts asking herself, what does he mean by dangerous? Does he see me as exciting or as trouble? And here is the key point. Dangerous here is not an insult. It suggests she has the power to affect you, to shake your emotions, to get under your skin. That is not a shallow compliment. It stays with her. I remember teasing a man once, and instead of reacting defensively, he smiled and said, I am starting to think you might be dangerous for my peace of mind. That one sentence stayed in my head for days. Was I dangerous? In what way did he like that about me? Every time those questions came back, I thought about him. That is the power of this compliment. Use it only in moments of playful tension when she is teasing you or being confidently bold. You can say things like, I think you might be trouble, or I cannot tell if you are an angel or about to ruin all my plans. When she surprises you with her sharp mind or playful confidence, you can smile and say, I have a feeling you are going to be dangerous for me. And leave it there. Now, come to the fourth forbidden compliment, and this one ties everything together. It creates emotional depth and long-term impact. The fourth forbidden compliment is this: you are not like most people I meet. At first, this may sound simple, but the way you say it matters. You are not saying she is better than others. You are saying she is different in a way that matters to you. That is powerful. You tell her this. Her mind instantly starts searching for what makes her different in your eyes. Is it her honesty, her humor, her perspective on life, her kindness, her strength? You are inviting her to explore her own identity through your eyes. That is a deep emotional experience. Most people go through life feeling unseen. They feel like just another face in the crowd. When you say you are not like most people I meet, you are separating her from the rest of the world. In your mind, you are creating a special space only she occupies that triggers emotional. I once had someone say to me, you do not think like anyone else I know. It made me pause. I started replaying our conversations. What had I said that stood out? What had he noticed about me? I felt seen in a way I never had before, and because of that, I wanted to show him even more of who I was. This compliment works best after you have had a few real conversations, after she has shared opinions, stories, or ideas. You can say it naturally, like you know you are really not like most people I meet, or there is something very different about you in a good way. When she asks, how do you mean, do not rush to explain? You can say it is just the way you see things or the way you express yourself. Keep it slightly open. Let her fill in the gap, her wonder. And here is why this works so well. You are not just complimenting her. You are giving her a role to step into. She will want to live up to that image of being different, unique, and special in your eyes. That creates a strong emotional bond. So now, you know the 4 forbidden compliments. They are not about flattery. They are not about praising her looks. They are touching her mind, her emotions, and her sense of identity. They create curiosity. They create tension. They create connection. Use them with confidence and honesty. Do not say them just to manipulate. Mean them. Feel them. When you speak from a real place, the effect is 10 times stronger. Remember, attraction is not built by saying the obvious. It is by making her feel seen, understood, and emotionally engaged. And once you master that, you will never be forgettable again. Different in a way that most people will never fully understand, and that is exactly why it works so well. Everyone wants to feel special, but almost nobody wants to feel predictable or obvious. When you say this, you are not complimenting her looks or her talents. You are speaking to who she is as a person. You are telling her that she cannot be easily labeled or put in a box. That kind of recognition feels rare and powerful. It makes her feel truly seen on a deeper level, not just noticed on the surface. Psychologically, this creates a strong emotional connection because it shows understanding without control. You are not acting like you fully know her. You are simply noticing that she is complex and not easy to figure out. That leaves space for mystery, curiosity, and growth between you. When you say this, she may pause for a second. She might smile softly. She might even ask you what you mean by that. And when she does, you do not rush to explain everything. You can simply say, I just get the feeling that there is more to you than most people see. And then you stop there. That is enough. That one simple line can stay in her mind for a long time. She will think about it later. She will replay it in her head. She will wonder what exactly you noticed about her. These 4 compliments work because they are not trying to impress. They invite curiosity instead. They do not beg for validation. They create emotional movement. They do not close the story. They open it. When used with awareness and honesty, they change how a woman feels around you. She starts thinking about you when you are not there. She begins paying attention to the way she acts around you. She starts wondering what you really see in her. And when that happens, attraction grows naturally. There is no force, no pressure, and no pretending to be someone you are not. Dangerous for my productivity. That is another playful way to say it, but how you say it matters just as much as the words themselves. You cannot rush it or throw it out too fast. You should not sound nervous or overly excited either. Say it slowly with a calm voice and a relaxed smile, like you are genuinely trying to understand her. Almost like you are thinking out loud in that moment. That kind of delivery is what makes it feel real and sincere, instead of sounding like a memorized pickup line. When it feels natural, it goes much deeper and stays with her longer. Now we reach the final forbidden compliment. This is the one that does not just touch her emotions, but quietly slips into her thoughts and stays there. Because when you admire the way a woman thinks, not just the way she looks, something important changes. That is the moment you stop being forgettable. The 4th forbidden compliment goes like this. You think differently then, and honestly, I cannot tell if that is going to inspire me or drive me completely crazy. Take a moment to really understand why this works so well. Almost never compliment a woman's mind. Talk about her beauty, her style, her body, or her smile. And while those compliments are not wrong, they are very common. She has heard them many times before from many different men. But when you notice how her mind works, when you genuinely admire her thoughts, you instantly separate yourself from almost every other man she has met. This compliment feels powerful because it makes her feel attractive in a deeper way, not just physically, but mentally. She already knows she looks good. People remind her of that all the time. But how often does someone truly appreciate the way she thinks, the way she connects ideas, or the way her thoughts move from one subject to another? That kind of attention is rare. And because it is rare, it feels valuable. It also tells her that she is unique. You are not just saying she is smart, you are saying her way of thinking stands out. You are letting her know that her mind leaves a strong impression on you. This creates tension in a good way. She starts wondering what effect she really has on you. She cannot fully read you, and that uncertainty keeps her interested. It feels like a challenge and a connection at the same time. I still remember a moment when a man said something similar to me after I shared a strange idea about coffee habits and personality types. It was one of those random thoughts people usually laugh at or ignore instead of brushing it off or simply saying it was interesting. He leaned back, looked at me for a moment, and said that my mind goes places he never would have imagined. He said he could not tell if that was fascinating or a little unsettling. That moment stayed with me. I was completely hooked, not just because of what he said, but because of how he said it. He made my thoughts feel powerful. He made my ideas feel meaningful. That is the real power behind this kind of compliment. Save this compliment for deeper moments. Do not rush it or force it. Use it when she is opening up about her opinions, her beliefs, her experiences, or the things she cares about. When she feels safe enough to share her inner world, that is when this works best and hits the deepest. You can say things like, the way she just explained something is very different from how your mind works. You cannot decide if you should feel nervous or excited about it. Or you can say that she sees things from angles you would never even think about, and that spending time with her might completely change the way you see the world. You could also say that her perspective is so unique that you feel like she is either going to teach you something amazing or completely mess with your head. These kinds of lines stay playful, honest, and intriguing at the same time. And here is the part most men miss once you say it. Do not stop there. Follow it with real curiosity. Ask her questions. Let her talk. Let her explain her thoughts. Let her go deeper. Do not interrupt her, and do not rush to impress her again. Just listen. Because when a woman feels that a man truly values not only her beauty, but also the way her mind works, she feels seen in a way she is not used to. She feels understood on a deeper level. And that is when fascination begins to grow naturally. Now let us step back and look at the bigger picture moment. I know might be going through your mind. Why do these forbidden compliments work when normal compliments fail so often? The answer is psychology. Regular compliments are like fast food. They feel good for a short time, but they are quickly forgotten. You are beautiful is something she has heard countless times. You are funny is nice but very common. These depth or emotional weight. Forbidden compliments, on the other hand, are more like a mystery novel. They do not give her a clear ending. Instead, they leave her with questions. They make her think. They make her replay the moment in her mind. They make her wonder what you really meant. And every time she replays that moment, she is thinking about you without even realizing it. Here is what all of these compliments have in common. First, they create mystery. Instead of explaining everything, you leave space for her imagination. You offer hints and let her mind fill in the rest. Second, they make her feel unique without putting yourself beneath her. You are not worshiping her or placing her on a pedestal. You are showing real interest while staying confident and grounded. That balance keeps attraction. Third, they quietly change the power dynamic. Instead of you trying hard to impress her, she starts trying to live up to the interesting things you have noticed about her. She begins putting more effort, more energy, and more emotion into the interaction. Fourth, they go beyond surface level attraction. You are noticing her depth, her emotions, her unpredictability, and her mind. Each compliment touches something most completely ignore. These are not magic tricks or cheap lines. They work because they are honest observations that connect with her psychology. You are not memorizing scripts. You are paying attention. You are noticing details about her that others miss, and you are expressing them in a way that creates curiosity instead of ending the conversation. That is, makes you forgettable. Anyone can tell her she's pretty. Anyone can say she has a nice smile. Those compliments fade quickly. But when you are the one who makes her feel like a mystery worth exploring, when you appreciate her unspoken stories, her emotional depth, her unpredictable side, and the way her mind works, everything changes. You stop being just another guy. You become the man she thinks about late at night. You become the man she wants to prove right. You become the man she wants to understand. And that is exactly why these are called forbidden compliments. If this opened your eyes even a little, hit the like button right now, because this is only the beginning of what I am going to teach you about attraction and psychology. Subscribe to Dark Psychology for more insights most men will never learn, the kind that quietly make women chase you. And tell me in the comments which of these 4 forbidden compliments you are most excited to try first. Remember, this is Amelia, and as always, be genuine, stay curious, and watch what happens.